Hello, beautiful teachers. This is Eugenie here. How are you this evening? Thank you for joining me on my exploration tonight of what is detached involvement. Yes, so a little short live, about 15-20 minutes long. I'm going to start with a quick bio of myself. I'm going to explore energy levels and explain to you why that's important when it comes to detached involvement. I'm also going to talk about how shifting energy is possible. And finally, share some stories. So let's just start with myself. You already know me. My name is Eugenie. I am a high school teacher by trade. I've taught 29 years. I started when I was 22. And I have loved being a teacher all of my life, except when I burnt out in 2018. So then I had to seek help. I sought help from a coach. I decided to become a coach myself, realizing that I had to radically take charge of my health, especially my mental health. And I decided that this was going to be my new mission. Loving students, I've always done, and now I really feel that I want to support teachers into wellness, into experiencing the best health, the best mindset, the most confidence, the most joy at work, at home, and just feel better as a rule. So that's what I do. And I do Facebook Lives. I have a YouTube channel full of goodies for you, meditation, tips and strategies that you're welcome to check out. So there you go. So today I am a mind and body or a wellness coach. And I would like to share, so the question is, have you ever had a student come to you with tears in their eyes, so upset that they did not get the grade that they wanted, and now this has fallen onto you to deal with that? And yes, so that was my question to you. I am mainly a high school teacher / university instructor, therefore my age group would be grade 8 all the way to second and third year university. So the tears I have seen in my career, and they can be a weight. So let me just share a couple stories with you. I had the story of a young woman in grade 12. It was usually grade 12 students because grades are important. And she was crying that she did not get a 95%. And she said that if she didn't go home with a 95%, her father would yell at her. And I was like, that is so unfair to say this to me. This was not a 95% student. This was maybe a 75% student. She had a hard time writing sentences in English. And so I thought to myself, okay, they need to manage expectations on the other end, and they have things for another Facebook Live, not tonight. So that was one of my stories. Another story I have for you is I had a grade 12 student who was a good student. I really like her, actually. And it was the end of the semester. And the end of the semester is when the tears come on because the work has not been done. They have kind of slacked off. It's grade 12. It's May, June. You know, they've already been accepted to the university of their choice, whatever. And this young woman is like, Madame, I just need an 85% or I will not get into my program. So again, a huge amount of guilt that somehow this is my power to give her that grade, whereas she had not really been organized the entire semester. And I had prepared for this. I had given my grade 12s an opportunity to increase their grade at the end of the semester. I told them they could write a journal, 3 journal entries that they could polish really nicely and submit for an extra 3%. And so there were tears in her case, and I thought to myself, but why aren't you doing the extra assignment for the extra points? I would have given her anyway. So the tears. Yeah. So I'll start with my stories because like 29 years of teaching, there's been a lot of tears. I've had a lot of tears of myself, and this is why I'm here today. I'm here today to teach you and explore with you the notion of detached involvement. As a core energy coach, we deal with energy. And as you know, there's days when you're up, there's days when you're down, there's days when you think that you can accomplish anything, and then there's days where it's just difficult to even get out of bed. So the definition of energy really is on any given moment, we are operating on a different level of energy, and there's 2 kinds. There's low energy, as you know, and in coaching, this kind of energy is draining. It makes you feel usually like you just that you'll have fewer choices available to you. You'll be afraid. You might live in resentment, anger. You are kind of stuck in this energy, and it's a draining kind of energy. And when your brain is there, and biologically it makes sense too, by the way, because it's you no longer have access to the prefrontal cortex, and your amygdala has kicked in, and so your actual conscious mind has been blocked. And so it makes sense that you are feeling this way, that you're feeling drained. And it also, when your brain is drained, when your energy is drained, you have limited access to your own power, to your own resources. Your brain is not able to connect the dots for you. So you are very much in a place where you worry, you ruminate, you regret, you resent, and your options are not available to you, so you don't find solutions as easily. And this is true for teachers, this is true for human beings, and it's true for students too, because when they feel like they're a victim, their brain is not seeing the possibilities. So, and the other kind of energy, as you can gather from the massive logic here, is a higher level of energy where you do have access to the beautiful mind that you possess. And it is a constructive type of energy. It is uplifting. You see the opportunities. You have access to your creativity. You have access to your compassion, to your caring. You have better interactions with people. Your life just feels better when you live higher energy, in a higher energy state. Yes, so there's the two levels. High energy creates energy, joy, passion. Your mind is accessible to you. You are uplifted. And then low energy, the opposite, which is draining. And it's not a fun place to be. With core energy coaching, the amazing thing is, it's like gears in a car. You don't have to stay stuck in a negative energy. You can shift. You can go up and down, and you can choose, because we can choose. You can choose a higher energy, and there's strategies to get there. So that is pretty cool. I think so. So the importance of energy is, if you look at somebody who lifts you up, what kind of characteristics do they have versus a person who drags you down? You can think about that for a second. And of course, energy impacts people. And it's also based on how we see the world. So we are all based with a set of beliefs, how we were raised with our religious leaders, our parents, our community, depending on teachers as well, our friends. We will see the world with certain lenses. And so having a certain type of energy, you can shift your lenses. There's moments they're dark, there's moments they are happy and rosy, and you feel uplifted. So basically, why is it that I just spent a few minutes talking about energy? Why is it that when a student comes and cries and somehow you feel guilty, if you are a person who experiences this level of energy easily, if somebody says something, you take it to heart, and then it just drops your energy. You feel guilty. You should have said something. You shouldn't have said that. And then you take it home and you ruminate on it, and you wish you had done this differently. This kind of energy is incredibly draining. And if a student comes and makes you feel guilty for something, then it can be an issue if you are operating at that energy level often. And actually, people who are depressed live predominantly in that kind of energy where they don't feel like they have any choices, where they feel stuck, where they feel guilty, where they criticize themselves very harshly that they should have done something differently. So when a student cries and comes to see you, some people, not everybody, some people might just go down that path. So that was the first thing I wanted to say. Some people won't. Some people will just go, that's unfortunate, but it's not for me to carry. And those people will have a higher energy level. The great thing is you can practice shifting out of the low energy into an opportunity higher energy level. So basically, why to lovingly look at those tears is, if you absorb those tears too often, it's going to be unhealthy for you. Simply put, It's not healthy for you to carry the burden of someone else's issues. This is true for your students. This is true for your spouse. This is true for your own children, your friends. When you start to feel guilty because of something that supposedly you did or they did, anyways, you're going down the rabbit hole, and it can be incredibly draining and exhausting and make you feel just terrible. So basically, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about the importance of checking in with your energy about that. So basically, why is it important to detach? Like I said, it'll produce low levels of energy. Stress will also produce cortisol, and as we all know, cortisol is the evil for all diseases. It causes cancer. It is also at the base of depression. So try to not go there, right? So yes, and I wanted to say also, oh, I don't know if this thing just died on me. Okay, sorry, my Wi-Fi is not good here. I don't know. The other thing too is we're teachers. And teachers, by definition, are people who care. And caring is a high-level energy. We feel good when we help our students. We love it when they need us and we can actually support them. We love the connection with them. And that is something that is wonderful. That's why we teach. It's our happy place. It's our perfect flow when we're with our kids and things are happening. We're connecting, we're laughing, we're sharing thoughts, we're going deep. I mean, honestly, 29 years of this, and it's still an amazing moment to live as a teacher. I don't need to tell you, because you know. So basically, yeah, we feel purposeful, we feel good when we're teaching, and that is a high level energy. However, beautiful people, as soon as we start to help maybe too much, a student who's maybe, you know, not giving his much as well, then we can start to go down into the lower energies where we start to feel angry that they're not working and so on and so forth. So it'll push our energy down. So how to detach so that we can be empathetic? And that's just pure acknowledging and validating. I can see that you're very upset, and it makes sense. Nobody likes to have a lower grade than they anticipated. Yeah. You can choose to say you're sorry that their grade is lower, but it's really not up to you if you're sorry or not. But acknowledging their sadness is okay. You can definitely do that. It shows that you are paying attention and you're empathetic to their pain in the moment. Some tears are purely manipulative, and those are easy to pull away from. But some of those tears are really real. And so how to not get sucked down that path is important, right? So acknowledging and validating their tears. Yes, you are disappointed. You know, that's the way it is. And then if they're in grade 12, you can say, you know, it's not the end of the world. We're still in high school. In university, it'll be a different issue. If you plagiarize an entire essay, that's going to be different. But in high school, you know, what's the worst thing that's going to happen is they might not get into their program. But then what you do is you have to remember something very, very important as the tears are flowing is, I know you went to university for this. Even if you're a first-year teacher, first, second, third-year teacher, you followed a teaching process. You had a very clear outline for the expectations. You provided examples of what a 90%, 80%, 70% would look like. You probably have a calendar with all the deadlines that are in there. You have a Google Classroom with all of this information. At any given time, a student can check it out. You have done a step-by-step process of the lesson. You have been there for them. You have given them feedback. Some of you are in your classrooms every lunch hour by choice and choosing to support them, to be available for these beautiful students. And that is not an energy drain if that is what you want to do, because it makes you feel good. So there was ample opportunity. And when they get to the tears, well, then this is an opportunity for them to take responsibility. And basically, if we just go, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll try to boost your grade, blah, 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 we're not helping them. We're not helping them raise their own energy levels with their own power. We're not teaching them to be responsible for their actions, and they will be stuck in victim mode, which is the lowest level of energy. We want them to feel empowered. We want them to feel, okay, this didn't work out exactly how I wanted, but what can I learn for next time, right? So again, my focus is high school kids who have enough maturity to understand that they may be responsible for their lack of perceived success, right? So sticking to the facts is going to certainly help, you know? Well, what did we do? We did this. We planned it out. I gave you feedback. What did you do with the feedback? And so basically sticking to the facts is great to stay away from emotions, because facts don't have emotions. So just questioning them around their process and going back to what worked and what didn't work. And that's pretty much, you could use a scaling question as well. So on a scale of 1, not at all, 10, amazing Olympic effort, how much time did you invest in revising your assignment, right? And then let's see, they say a 3 or 4, maybe a 7, and then you can go from there, right? So using some coaching strategies is very helpful. So basically next time the tears show up, you stand your ground, you know who you are a teacher, you did your job. And it is worth just acknowledging that they're sad. You may or may not say that you're sorry. You decide, that is up to you. Everyone has a different style. But yeah, stick to the facts and raise your own energy. Do not carry this guilt, this I should or I shouldn't have, or I could have done more. Well, I guess let's just explore that for a second. For those of us who carry guilt more than others, who operate on lower levels, who feel that guilt more than other people because they exist. I used to be that way. Oh my gosh, I used to carry the guilt of the universe on my shoulder. It was so much to carry. But, you know, ultimately, if you stay there, it's going to be so detrimental to your health. You will stay in a depressed state and you might even just burn out. So choose your energy, choose the facts, choose you, choose them too, choose the student, because it will empower them as well instead of keeping them stuck in victim mode. And so there you go. That was my little Facebook Live for today. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because you are my beautiful colleagues, friends, teacher friends and colleagues, and I know you're busy. So let those tears roll, but don't carry them home. All right, you guys, much love. Until next week, take care. Bye.